All right, it's another beautiful day in southern Michigan. The end of a beautiful day. Look at the gorgeous colors. You know, we got the moon. Let me stop for a second. The moon out there, it's like a little crescent moon. It's hanging. It's B, so we're going towards. If it's curved in and you see the light and it looks like a B, you know, like a small letter, small case B, that means it's being born. It means it's on its way up. If you see it in the crescent's on the other side and it looks like a small case D, that means it's on its way down. It's dying. So that means it's on its way to the new moon. So we're on our way to a full moon now because it's a B. That's how that works. If you ever get into the lunar cycles, then you know what a lunar month is, and you know what lunatic means. It means people that are worshiping the moon. They're lunatics. Speaking of lunatics, we got a guy out there. His name is Kelly Willis. Hails out of Canada. He came up as a blip on my radar. He's tried every trick in the book, and I give him a shout out. He's a hardcore Canadian Green Party, very hardcore liberal. He's pulling every trick in the book. I think the last one says, if you see a major storm coming, don't you put all your things away until the storm passes. You know, thinking like he's on this climate change kick. We'll call it a theory because that's what it is. I think it's a myth, really. I think it's just a way to get money subsidized into colleges so they can do more research. I think it's a made-up story drummed up by college professors as a way to get government tax dollars into the college laboratories and to feed the tech industry, because they're putting these sensors all over the planet in the oceans. They're cluttering up the oceans with plastics and metals and put these little bobbers, these little floaters all over the globe. So this guy here, he's something special. I thought it was a girl because his name is Kelly. I assumed his gender, and it was probably wrong of me. So I apologize for that, Kelly. Kelly Willis out there in Canada. I apologize for that. So I thought it was a girl the way it was, but you know, he's coming at me hardcore, man. You know, he's broken every bone in his body, and why medical and health care. He got across the board. All of Bernie Sanders' talking points. So I think he's more American than he cares to admit. But he's hails from Saskatchewan, Canada, or one of our neighbors. Thanks for all the cold air there, Kelly. You might want to keep that. We get our what we call a polar vortexes come from you guys, and thank you, because that helped us debunk the Jussie Smollett case. You know, they raised questions on the Jussie Smollett case, and I appreciate the polar vortex that you guys sent us at February 9th, I think it was, right before Valentine's Day. So anyways, yeah, so we got this Canadian guy out here. His name is Kelly Willis. Yeah, he's got no videos and 1 subscriber. So he's basically an internet troll, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm an internet troll. I mean, but I have content. So there's that. I'm just taking a little walk. It's just a couple blocks to the store, so you know, I don't see any reason firing up the you know, the chick magnet. And so there's that. It's kind of a nice night, actually. It's probably in the mid 50s, you know, whatever. But yeah, I gotta commend the guy. He says he almost drowned twice by the time he was 10. He got his face burned up on his 10th birthday. He's broken every bone in his body. And now he grows food for old people. And you know, all these virtue signals. You know, I broke every bone. You know, it's your accident prone. And these are the kind of things when you have free health care, you don't really, you put yourself in dangerous situations, and all kinds of weird stuff. You know, burns himself up on our 10th birthday. Was he blowing out the candles and his light his long ass hair on fire? And he's talking about going off the grid. I think everybody should go off grid. Well, I went off grid for 3 years. I was off grid, completely off grid. You know, wood fires, Sleeping in my car sometimes. I had a car, so I had to buy gas for it, you know, like that. So I had, and I had to buy shoes. And, you know, I mean, you can't go completely off grid. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's an old poem, and there's a line in it. Old poetry. For whom the bell tolls, tolls for thee. One of the lines in it says, no man is an island. And it's just that one sentence, no man is an island. You know, that resonated with me. No man is an island. Eventually you're going to need a needle or a thread or a button or something. You're going to need something. Gunpowder. You're going to need a set of matches, a book of matches. No man is an island. You can't do it on your own. There's no way you can go 100% off grid without needing something eventually. A beer, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna walk a little slower, slow down a little bit, slow down my pace. I just drank a big pot of coffee. Eventually you're gonna need some coffee, you know, and you're gonna have to barter for it. And I used to cut firewood, so my firewood, my chainsaw would need parts or gas or bar oil, and I'd have to barter for it, you know. Oh man, this wind is something else. So I'd have to barter for it, you know. So I'd have to sell firewood to maintain my equipment, and it's all good like that, you know. So yeah, I went off grid. I lived pretty much off the sticks and whatever, and crashed out of a buddy's house once in a while, and we had fun, got weird, and so there's that. You know, eventually you are going to need some stuff, some equipment, so there's that. You can't go off. He's talking about like a biodome situation where it's a whole community of people that are off the grid. Now, when you go off the grid, you have no phones, you have no electric bill, you have no water bill, you have no garbage bill, you don't pay taxes, which is against the law, believe it or not, in America. Like I said, he's from Canada, so he's not really, I don't think he's completely, when you go off the grid, you just walk into the woods and you start living, you know, that's how you go off grid. It's not this thing where you got a whole bunch of people and they all work together, and you got a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker, and they all, you know, they all need each other and stuff like that. That's not off grid. That isn't off grid. Off grid means off grid. You rely off the land. You and the land. That's it. You might have you know, a knife, something like that. You might have the clothes on your back, or you make do. You might build a shelter. You're a survivalist at that point. Not only a survivalist, you're a champion. You know, I did this for 3 years, so you can't really tell me about going off grid, you know, with a straight face, you know, with other people. I'm talking about building a community outside of the world, self-sufficient community. That's not off grid. You know, eventually somebody's gonna want your stuff. You know, well, I got a bunch of corn, and you got a bunch of eventually you're gonna need a pair of pants. You know, you're gonna have to go shopping at the farm and fleet. There's just no way around it. And I found that out. You know, going 100% off grid. That didn't last but a couple months before I needed a beer. So there's that. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't just be self-sufficient. It's almost impossible. It's damn near impossible. You're gonna see somebody from the next village and say, "Wow, that's a girl. You know, I want a baby." You're gonna have to rely and depend on people eventually. You know, in order to maintain it. You can't maintain it without that. You ain't gonna have it with a bunch of gay people banging on bongos. That isn't off grid. You know, eventually those bongos are going to wear out, and they're going to need a skin for that bongo. And guess what? Your dog is next in line. You know, you can be able to have your dog. You know, they eat. You know, you're gonna end up eating your dog. So that's the bottom line. Or giving it away. You know, setting it free. Now you got a bunch of rabid dogs running around, a bunch of feral dogs. So you can't really do that either. You know, they're talking about, I don't know. I don't know. But shout out to him. He's special in my book. So hats off to him. If he wants to try it, he wants the whole world to do this. You can't just invite the whole world. There's 6 billion people. You can't invite them in the biodome. You know, that's Pauly Shore movie. You know, it's make-believe. It's not a documentary. What no? You can't do it. You got 5 people living in a biodome. Eventually somebody's gonna piss in the river, you know, get everybody sick. Then what? You got no damn hospitals. He's talking about free health care at the same time talking about living off the grid. Woo, hello. It don't work like that, homie. It don't work like, eventually you're gonna need some food. You can't just invite 6 billion people and call it your planet. And that's totalitarianism. The guy says he's got a black girlfriend, all right, and he lives in Canada. So he went and moved his black girlfriend's family up to Canada, and that's just cruel. That's just cruel. That's not a climate for brown people and black people. You know, I'm part Mexican and I'm freezing my ass off. I'm in Michigan. This guy's up in Saskatchewan. That's where all our cold air comes from. That's just cruel. You know, I hope you got a good furnace, man. You're inviting your girlfriend's family to live with you. That's just, wow, dude. Man, that takes some big brass ones. He said, oh, well, you know, and then he tried to call me a racist. You know, he pulled out every trick in the book. Tried to insult me, belittle me, things like that. What have you done for community? What have you done for society? Oh, you don't know me. What's up, man? So that's the way that fucking mop flopped. You know, the guy's out of his freaking gourd. But okay, he's probably a nice person. I'll give him that. He's probably a nice person. I went past my 10 minutes, my personal 10-minute mark, and I like to. Hi, James. How you doing, James? And I'm at the place where I can't be on this stupid thing. They don't like me to record in here. So much peace, love, chicken grease. If you like what you heard, especially at Willis, you can subscribe. Hello, she's cute. Yeah, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you like, I'm not forcing you to, but if you like to, then that's cool too. Hi. She's cute. Oh, much too young for me though. She looks about 20, 25. Cute though. So she's all wearing black out too, and so there's that. And well, I'm gonna get off of here. Hit the thumbs up. Share it on social media. I don't care, man. I don't even care anymore. I got like 50 subscribers. I'm happy with that. Ooh, specials. I'm out of here, man. If you don't see somebody with a smile, give them one of yours. Especially if you over there, you cringy commie. You're up there in Canada trying to be a social justice warrior from the middle of Saskatchewan. Who does that? Just love your family, man. Turn your girlfriend into your wife, man. Make her an honest woman. Do that, you know. And send her black family home, man. They shouldn't be above the 45th parallel. That's just cruel. It's not their native environment. I mean, what do they get, like a month or two out of the house? That doesn't make any sense, man. I know guys in Chattanooga, you know, and that's just barely within their climate. They need to be near the equator, man. You know, it's like bringing in Akita. You take your Akita dog and you bring them south of Wisconsin. I'm just as pissed off about that. And the UN is doing this. They're taking people. There's just a whole boatload of Angolans and Nigerians just got dropped off in Mexico City. Well, that's kind of their climate, you know. They're pretty close to the equator, but they're headed for America, Jack. There's thousands of these people coming over here to take our jobs and drive the wages down. You guys can't have you can't ask for $15 an hour and at the same time import a bunch of immigrants without papers. It's just not sustainable, man. I don't know how else these people don't know whether they're coming or going. Oh, you're cruel, you're racist. No, it's just, if anything, I'm trying to be compassionate. You know, black people don't need to be in Canada. I mean, it's a free country and everything, but damn, it's just outside their climate range. You know, what they're supposed to be doing. Just the way it is. I'm out. Kaplunk Studios. Yeah, it is what it is.